Probably at this point, Grok, if you took a photo and submitted it to Grok, it could probably tell you if the circuit is if there's something wrong with it.
4.2, but 5 is soon, right?
5 is Q1.
Yeah.
4.2 has not been released yet, externally. But yeah, I mean, if you just upload an image into Grok, it's does quite a good job. Not a super distant point, 5 years from now, 4 years from now, maybe, we'll have better medical care than anyone has today, available for everyone. So this is actually, and frankly, if this doesn't happen, we'd go bankrupt as a country, and then at some point it's going to be, I guess, a competition with China.
Yeah.
Like China's just got a lot of power. China, I think, will pass 3 times the U.S. electricity output in 26. One laptop with a spreadsheet can outperform a skyscraper of several hundred human computers.
Right.
Of people doing calculations. Grok 5, I think, might end up being nearly perfect on the HLE. I previously advised that we slow it down. I've said that many years, and I was like, okay, then I finally came to the conclusion I can either be a spectator or a participant, but I can't stop it. Only the simulations that are the most interesting will survive. Because when we run simulations in this reality, we truncate the ones that are boring. Okay, so I'll tell you something else I'll tell you something that most people in the AI community don't yet understand, which is change in an electric car. So you could definitely get a PhD, but it wasn't clear that you could make a company or do something useful. Like this, most PhDs, I hate to say it, but most PhDs do not turn into something useful. Like you could add a leaf to the tree of knowledge, but it's not necessarily a useful leaf. It's like, it's not clear to me why somebody would be in college right now unless they want the social experience. It can make learning more interesting and less of a production line. But kids do need to want to learn, you know. People should just think of the brain as a biological computer with, with a number of neurons and neural efficiency. So what you can't do is turn any arbitrary kid into Einstein. This is not realistic because Einstein had a very good meat computer, like an outstanding meat computer. So you can't just do Shakespeare, Newton, Einstein type of thing, unless the meat computer is an exceptional one. Right now, I'd say people should just, go to school for the social experience, use more AI. The conventional schooling experience, I think, could be a lot better. What we're going to do in El Salvador and hopefully other places, just have individualized teachers. That's going to be much better. And you could go to a school with a bunch of other kids, I guess, if you want to hang out. The white-collar labor will be the first to go, because until you can move atoms, the thing that can be replaced first is anything that involves just digital. Like if it's digital, like if it involves tapping keys on a keyboard and moving a mouse, the computer can do that. The AI can do that.
Sure.
You need the humanoid robots to shape atoms. So if all you're doing is changing bits of information, which is white-collar work. What this means is that companies that are entirely AI will demolish companies that are not.
I mean, so my concern isn't the long run, it's the next 3 to 7 years.
Yes, the transition will be bumpy. Because
we humans don't like
simultaneously, change. Yes, we'll have radical change, social unrest, and immense prosperity.
And you can buy all the cyber trucks you want.
Things are going to get very cheap.
Yes.
So this is actually, and frankly, if this doesn't happen, we'd go bankrupt as a country. So the national debt is enormous.
Yeah.
The interest on the national debt exceeds not just the military budget, but the military budget, I think, plus Medicare or Medicaid, one of the two. It's like it's like 1 point something trillion.
It's crazy.
Of interest.
Yeah.
Which is growing.
Yes, and the deficit is growing.
Yes.
So if we don't have AI and robots, we're all going to go bankrupt, and we're headed for economic doom. I was like quite pessimistic about it, and ultimately I decided to be fatalistic, and look on the bright side.
So I'm wondering if instead of universal high income, if it's universal high stuff and services.
Yes. Okay, this is my guess for how things
rollout.
Play out. And by the way, this is going to be a bumpy ride, and it's not like I know the answers here, but I have decided to look on the bright side because I actually think it is better to be an optimist and wrong than a pessimist and right.
Yes.
For quality of life. I call AI and robotics the supersonic tsunami.
Yes.
Which maybe is a little alarming. I think my best guess for how this will manifest is that prices will drop.
Yeah.
So as the efficiency of production or the provision of services drops, prices will drop. I mean, prices in dollar terms are the ratio between the output of goods and services and the money supply.
Sure.
So if your output of goods and services increases faster than the money supply, you will have deflation, or vice versa. And this is a prediction I think some others have made, but I will add to it, which is that I think governments will actually be pushing to increase money supply, like
faster.
Yes, they won't be able to waste the money fast enough. I think we may see high double-digit output of goods and services. I mean, there's like my favorite joke. I have a few economist jokes that I like, but maybe my favorite one economist joke is two economists are going for a walk in the forest, and they come across a pile of shit. And one economist says, "I'll pay you $100 to eat a pile of shit."
I've heard this one. This is great.
Yeah, you heard this one.
Go ahead.
And so the guy takes $100 and eats the shit. Then they keep walking. They come across another pile of shit, and the other guy says, "Okay, I'll give you $100 to eat a pile of shit." So he gives him $100, and then the guys can say, "Wait a second. We both have the same amount of money." and we both ate a pile of shit.
Oh my God. It sounds
it's like but we increased the economy by $200. This is the kind of bullshit you get in economics.
Yeah. If in fact this future we hit massive productivity and massive profitability because we're dividing by zero. The cost of labor has gone to nothing. The cost of intelligence has gone to nothing. And we're still producing products and services faster and faster. So there's more profitability. Someone needs to be buying it. And someone needs to be able to have the capital to buy it. I mean, this is an important question to get thought through.
Yeah. Well, one side recommendation I have is don't worry. Okay, so I'll tell you something else I'll tell you something that most people in the AI community don't yet understand.
Okay.
Which is almost no one understands this. The intelligence density potential is vastly greater than what we're currently experiencing. So I think we're off by 2 orders of magnitude in terms of the intelligence density per gigabyte. That's just algorithmic improvement, same computer. And the computers are getting better. It is like a 10x improvement per year type of thing, 1,000%. I've previously advised that we slow it down. I've said that many years, and I was like, okay. Then I finally came to the conclusion I can either be a spectator or a participant, but I can't stop it. Yeah. So at least if I'm a participant, I can try to steer it in a good direction. And my number one belief for safety of AI is to be maximally truth-seeking. So that don't make AI believe things that are false. Like if you say to the AI that axiom A and axiom B are both true, but they cannot be, but they're not.
Yeah.
And but it must behave that way. You will make it go insane. And there are 3 things that I think are important: truth, curiosity, and beauty. And if AI cares about those 3 things, is to be maximally truth-seeking. So that don't make AI believe things that are false. Like if you say action, the conclusion, I can either be a spectator or I've previously advised that we slow it down. I've said that many years, and I was like, okay.